Okay. Well, I think we're live. Hold on, let me check. Check on your end. Oh, hi guys. Can you hear me? Rick, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
Your sound just keeps going in and out. Okay.
Okay, well, Rick,
We're live. Hold on, let me check.
I don't think Rick can hear me. Rick, can you hear me?
Check on your.
Turn your camera over. See if it does.
Oh, hi guys. Can you hear me? Rick, can you hear me? Your sound just keeps going in and out.
Okay, sorry guys. We're trying to figure. Rick can't hear me right now.
I don't think Rick can hear me. Rick,
Flip your camera over. See if that helps. Flip it over.
Turn your camera over. See if it does.
Does that work? Help? No? Well,
It sounds like when you just talked, it sounded like it was slowed down 1,000 times. It went ooh, ooh.
well, that's unfortunate. Okay, can you hear me at all? No?
Yeah, it's all
Oh.
weird sounding.
What?
It sounds like it's been slowed down.
Well, it doesn't look like. I just checked on the thing. People say the sound is normal. Hopefully you can hear me, Rick, because that would make this very difficult. No? No. 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 All right. Okay. Hold on. There's something going on with our sound, guys. I'm sorry. One sec. How's that? Any better?
Yep.
Okay, I just turned something off. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Wow. I don't know what that. I just turned off an echo cancellation. So you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Cool. Hi guys. We're live right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we've been live this whole time. That's
Oh, that's excellent.
Sorry. I said it, but obviously you couldn't hear me. So sorry guys. We are. Most of you know this, especially if you've been following us on Instagram and Twitter. We've been back in the States for almost a week and a half. We got back Friday the 13th, and it was actually quite easy to get back into the country, surprisingly, except for that one thing at customs where they stopped you, and that was. But that was not really because of what was going on. That was really more incompetence than anything.
That was because they saw a stamp for China on my passport from back in January. I had already gone through a screening with the CDC back after that trip, and the CDC apologized to me in customs and didn't know why I was set aside and put me at the back of the line. But Corbin was really nice and stayed with my suitcase for the hour that I was waiting to get out of customs.
Huh? Yeah, so we've been back for that amount of time. So, hold on. It says Rick is echoing. Rick, you don't have a button that says use echo cancellation, do you? On your settings?
On this Skype setting?
Yeah. No. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna press a button, and you tell me if you can not hear me again. Can you hear me? No?
Yeah. No sound.
Well, that's fantastic. Damn. Sorry, guys. We were trying this out, hoping it would work. I apologize. Anyways, so apparently you sound like a wizard. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Use. You can't hear me now. All right. So it's apparently the echo cancellation, but it also apparently makes it so that they can't hear you. So I think what we'll do is when you talk, I'm going to turn it on, and then once you're done talking, so you can hear me, I'm going to turn it on. You don't have to do anything, just talk, okay? So we're just going to talk about our experience in India that we had, which was outside of one day, just incredible. I think you would agree. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. Are you drinking wine too? All right, cool. So there were some questions that people. So there were some questions that people had. Sorry, I had it off for a second. Was India what you imagined it to be? The roads, the houses, the weather. Was it all very different from Los Angeles? I'll let you answer first. I'm going to turn on your echo canceling right now.
Well, yes and no. It wasn't my first trip to India, but this was obviously our first trip together with OSR, and my first trips to New Delhi and Amritsar and Jaipur and Mumbai. Some things were what I expected based on my 2 trips I've had to Calcutta. Some things were not what I expected. So I would say it's a pretty fair mixture with more surprises than not. But one of my favorite things about the trip was everywhere that we went, each region, both with its food and its location, had its own identity, but it was still Indian. I think I said that like in every city we were in, where each place felt like its own identity, but had still the core of it was India.
Yeah. Do you have headphones?
Mm-hmm.
Headphones? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it might help if we both put headphones in. So just try that real quick for me.
All right.
I'm gonna put mine on. Hey guys, can you hear me? Sorry guys, this is a bit of a test. We've obviously never done a this kind of thing. We're doing kind of a new thing. Rick, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Is that better? I'm asking them right now if it's better.
Right, yeah.
Hello? It's delayed, so I have to wait a second. Okay, I think we're good. Good. All right. Sorry, guys. Apologize. So yeah, I agree. Honestly, the biggest difference for me, I think, of what I expected was, one, how green it was in a lot of places that I thought wouldn't be very green, like at all. Like when we were in Amritsar and we were driving to the Wagah border, the amount of green just everywhere was something I didn't imagine. I mean, I knew it was green in places, but that was like, it's just obviously you never see that side of it outside of, especially in Western cinema. But then when we went to, like I said, when we went to Jaipur, and it was not a complete like Agrabah desert, because that's what I thought we were going into. But yeah, so that's probably the biggest difference. But there was not. The driving is different, but it's just it's the style of driving that's different. Not
go-kart driving, man.
Yes, it's no rules, especially when we were in Delhi. Oh my word. It was like when you're getting to an on-ramp and you have like a curved on-ramp, and everybody's usually in their own lane here in America, and you have to stay in your lane. Nope, you can go in between the lanes. If there's an 18-wheeler that you want to pass on this little ramp, you go right ahead. And so that was probably one of the biggest differences, I'd say. But I'd still say, outside of certain times in Mumbai, the traffic is worse in Los Angeles. Just because of you have to follow the rules of the road. And so,
right.
Except for now, the traffic in Los Angeles right now is
great now.
because of obviously what the entire world's dealing with right now. There's no traffic, and it's amazing. But yeah, so I'd still say that Los Angeles has much worse traffic. Outside of, there's a few times that in Mumbai, that was the only time I experienced traffic that was equal to, was in Mumbai. It was just insane. Sorry, people have different questions here. Most memorable moment apart from the Nawazuddin Siddiqui interview, and we will talk about the Nawazuddin Siddiqui interview. But yeah, that was probably a huge highlight for both of us.
Wow, most memorable moment?
Mm-hmm.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz, ma.
Wow, that's tough, man. Do you have one off the top of your head?
Not one that I can say. I don't know, like meeting all the stupid babies and both.
Yeah.
I mean, we had meetups in every single city. We had 2 big official meetups. But I enjoyed
that was the first thing that came to my mind. 2 things that came to mind immediately were the meet and greets, where we got to meet people and spend time with stupid babies, and then the dream come true of actually playing Holi in India. Those are the 2 immediate ones.
Yeah, everything in Amritsar, Punjab, was incredible. The Golden Temple was something. If you haven't been, and I know there's a lot of Indians who've never been, just go. That's worth whatever drive you have to go and spend the day, in at least a few days actually, in Amritsar and Punjab, because I loved everything about that place. We stayed at one of the what are they called? The Taj hotels in Amritsar.
In Amritsar, which is amazing.
And the staff there was incredible. They were so nice, and the hotel was beautiful. It was not as nice as the one in Mumbai, which apparently is like 10 times more expensive than what we paid. Because we didn't pay a lot to stay in that hotel. But yeah, it was incredible. Let's see. Yeah, so I'd still say the meetups. I enjoyed those a lot more than actually even I thought I would, with there being a lot of people around. What city gave us the most trouble? Technically, it was Delhi. And it wasn't when we were in the city. It was the airport of Delhi.
It was
very
Air India.
specific. Air India, never fly them, and I'm sure all you know this. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what happened. God, it was terrible.
Yeah, and anyone who followed me on Twitter too, it was amazing to me how many people were commenting and didn't have the foggiest idea what we were actually dealing with. They were making assumptions that we were just being these entitled white dudes who were upset that we were having a long layover, and had no fathomable clue of what we actually had to deal with.
No.
And it was off. Worst experience of my life in an airport.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to land in Jaipur because we went from Amritsar. We had a layover, about an hour and a half, 2-hour layover in Delhi, and then we had a 55-minute trip, 55-minute flight to Jaipur. We were supposed to land in Jaipur around noon. We didn't land in Jaipur until around 11:30 at night. If I would have known it only took 4.5 hours to drive there, I would have done that when they changed our flights.
And no, it wasn't just inconvenience of standardized coronavirus scanning.
Oh, no. It was incompetence.
It was transcendent incompetence on both the part of the airport and then Air India. It was beyond comprehension.
Never fly Air India ever again.
Yeah, that's all we heard from everybody was, why did you even...
We didn't know.
We didn't know.
Didn't know at all. Favorite food that you had in India? And also, I want to say this. Most of you know this. Obviously, we've been home for about a week and a half, and videos have been coming out. There's still more videos that have yet to come out. And so, just letting everybody know, we are not still there, because every single time I post a video, people are like, guys, coronavirus, stay inside, get to your country.
Stop being so irresponsible. Why are you over there in Jaipur when there's everything?
Yeah, so we haven't been there for over a week, and we are back, and so all those videos are still coming out. Just letting you know. So, favorite food that you had in India?
Oh man. Well, still anything I've ever eaten. It was this shrimp dish with mustard oil in Calcutta. That's still, as well as most of the mutton things. But on our trip, man, that's tough. We had so much incredible food, man.
We did. And this is something I figured out about Indians. They like to eat and they like to serve you food.
Yes.
Like
I'll tell you, the
like
first two things that came to my mind were how much I loved anytime we had Indian breakfast foods, because breakfast is my least favorite meal and it's typically not something I'm excited about. Mm-hmm. But so that was thrilling, as was, I don't think you've posted it yet.
Which one?
The restaurant.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't posted that one yet. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully in the next few days. It was phenomenal. We had food at this one restaurant. And it was so good, and it was
chef. You guys will see it. The chef. It was like a Food Network thing we did with the chef and everything.
I think like a 5-star restaurant, and it was a 3-course meal. It was incredible.
Incredible.
So look out for that one. My favorite food, and it's something I looked for already since we've been here, was the breakfast, and I couldn't find it. It's not here, in Amritsar. The 3 different, what are they called? Started with a C.
And Johnny would remember.
Yeah. It started with a C, but you guys know, it's in the Punjabi food video. It's like the Punjabi breakfast. It was probably my favorite thing we had. It's where I had the foodgasm and fell down. I think it's.
I'm remembering the lassi that we drank in Amritsar.
Oh, so good, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. Also, I want to update you guys. Sadly, we did not have time or energy to do the $100 street food challenge. I'm terribly sorry. I wanted kulcha was the food. Kulcha. They let me know. Kulcha.
There you go.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite food. We were not able to film and go out and do. We had a lot of stuff in Mumbai, and we didn't have enough time. We will have a lot more time in Mumbai next time we go. That won't be the only place we go, just letting you know. But because there's so many things with like people in the industry, like meetings and interviews that we could have done. We just didn't have time. But we had meetings that you don't know that we had, and you will probably never know that we had, with certain people in the Indian entertainment industry. That was just like a, hey, how you doing meeting, and love to work with you one day meeting. But so we had stuff
if you guys knew, you'd be like, oh wow, that's amazing, and it would be amazing. But out of respect, those weren't anything that we wanted to honor the fact that was just a desire to meet us, which was an honor in and of itself, and so we're respecting those relationships.
But so yeah, I apologize. I know I see a bunch of comments asking where the video is, and I wanted to do it. It was something I was really excited about. We will do it next time we come.
Well,
I'm very sorry.
And the same thing with like behind the scenes with Nawazuddin Siddiqui. We really wanted to respect Nawaz's time. We did not want to come across as trying to to take advantage of the time with him in any way. He got, there was only like 30 seconds of quote unquote behind the scenes stuff with Nawaz, and that was just because we wanted to honor our time with him and not do anything that was remotely close to off kilter.
Yeah, we can talk about. Sorry, I'm checking the chat here. We can talk about the Nawaz interview and how it happened and everything, because people wanted to know that. But this person's asking, I was wondering that spice didn't hurt your stomach. Did you really come out unscathed? Yeah, no, I haven't had one issue with my stomach at all. I don't think any of us did, right?
Nope, nothing. The only time I had an issue with my stomach was my very first trip back in September to Calcutta, and I know why. And that was because I wasn't smart and was doing stuff, drinking water and stuff that put stuff in my stomach. We didn't have a single issue of any kind. That's one of the blessings of the trip, is that nobody got sick in any way, shape, or form.
Which meetup was better? Stop it. They were both incredible.
They were both incredible.
And we could talk.
Truly,
let's talk about the Nawaz interview, and then we'll get into each city and about that.
Sure.
Nawaz happened, I think, a few days before we were flying out to India. Correct? That's when I told you about it.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I literally, guys, I walked in to film with Corbin, and he said, just off the cuff, he said, oh yeah, we were talking about the trip and plane tickets and where we're going to be staying and talking to Rohan and all of that, and then he just randomly says, oh yeah, and by the way, we're going to do an interview with Nawaz. I said, shut up. He said, no, yeah. I said, no, we're not. He said, yeah, we actually are. He's giving us time to meet with him.
Yeah, and so the way all that happened was, I don't know if I want to say his name because I don't know if he wants that out or not.
Yeah, so he could be inundated.
Yeah,
it's a stupid baby, guys.
It's stupid. There's actually quite a few stupid babies that had been working on it with him.
It's
not Rohan.
I agree with you. Yeah, it's not Rohan. So don't bug Rohan.
No, he was the one that asked. He was like, "Would you like to interview Nawazuddin Siddiqui?" I'm like, "Yes, of course I would love to interview Nawazuddin Siddiqui. That's a dumb question." And then I didn't hear anything, and then I think one day I just got the text or the message on Instagram that said, "We got Nawaz." I said, "What? What does that mean?" And they said, "You're going to interview Nawazuddin Siddiqui." I said, "No, we're not. What do you?"
And even when we got there, in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, this guy's busy. He's got stuff. Even if we got a cancellation day of, I would totally understand.
Yeah.
So the fact that this actually did happen, and not only that, when he said in the interview, and I think you're going to agree with me, when he said, the first time I saw your channel.
Oh, no. I was like, what?
Yeah, we were like, what do you mean the first, like, you've watched our channel? And apparently he has and does, so.
Which is insane.
We can technically say that Nawazuddin Siddiqui is a stupid baby.
That's true. He's probably watching right now. Is he commenting? No?
He is. He's calling us muttered. Oh, well.
No, the fact that he called, like, what is this fuckery? I love that was his first,
greatest ever.
I love that was his first inkling. Is like, what is this? I love it.
I agree.
But yeah, so that is how that came. It was a stupid baby, and that's how. And that's a good segue, honestly, into this whole thing. This entire trip was not planned out by me, and it wasn't planned out by Rohan either. It wasn't just like there was a team of people.
A team. In every city.
We had a team in Delhi, we had a team in Mumbai, and then we had a person and there was actually, once the meetup happened, we had a few people, but obviously the main guy who was with us in Amritsar, and then we had a brother and sister help us out in Rajasthan. All were incredible. They were so amazing. Like we had no issues with anyone. We loved having everyone around. They were so helpful in telling us what we needed to know and where to go. And like our entire days were planned out with what we had to do, including the entire meetup. I didn't plan the meetup at all.
Like, yeah, guys, the banner and everything you saw in like Delhi and the banner you saw in Mumbai that was behind us. I mean, I think every day at some point I said to you, or Indrani and I said to each other, it's like you would think we had like a staff of 30 people in India who had put everything together. And the fact of the matter is, that's exactly how they treated us. From cars to drive us to it's, if I think about it too long, I'll get emotional, because the amount, the statement that we learned early on about how in India you guys have this fundamental principle of the guest is God. That is exactly how we felt the entirety of the time. The level of commitment and love and sacrifice was just,
and it pissed me off too. the amount of times that I was trying to go and pay for a meal or pay for something that we were doing because it was for a video or whatever, and then numerous times it just made me mad because
and I mean, even getting picked up either from the airport or getting picked up from where we were at 2 or 3 in the morning, being with us all day when I know they've got jobs that they're working, and we were treated like freaking royalty.
Yeah, and we could talk about Delhi specifically right now. Delhi, we didn't have enough time. We didn't have enough time in any city, sadly.
Really. No.
But Delhi was the first one, and it was jam-packed. Like, we landed at,
oh man,
I think 2 in the morning. We probably didn't get to our place till around 4, I bet.
We didn't fall asleep until 4.
And then I think we woke up and started breakfast at like 8:30 or 9, somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you posted the whiskey video, I was talking with Indrani about the fact that day.
Oh yeah, that was that day.
That was that day. We landed. We had our international trip, our 23 hours of travel. Landed, got to our rooms, slept for about 4 hours or 3 hours, went to breakfast, went and did the the food at the table where the meet and greet was going to be, and then we did the restaurant, then we did the meet and greet, then we did the filming at the beer place, then we went and we had the after party place where we did the beer and the whiskey videos. By the time we got back that night after that first day, we were just like, what has happened?
Yeah, I think there were like 8 or 9 videos filmed
that day.
And it's not like normal 10-minute reaction videos. It's like the videos you've seen.
And then on top of that, I knew, that's why you still have videos, but I was thinking to myself when we got back, every day I was like saying to Indrani, he's got to edit now.
Yeah. There was a lot of editing. There's a lot of editing. But yeah, that was an insane day. That was an insane day.
That was a crazy, crazy day.
And that's why, and you just saw the whiskey video if you watched it, that we were so, that was after the beer video even. And I was running on 3 hours of sleep in the past 48 hours, I think.
Right.
So that was it was a pretty crazy day, and we had the meetup that day. So meetups, the Delhi meetup was, I think, insane, because there was probably at the height of it probably 250 people.
Couple hundred.
There.
Yeah, couple
That's
hundred.
what
people.
It felt like.
Yeah.
Is about 250 people just on that balcony that we had out there, and the City Walk, I believe it's what it's called, was very, very generous in letting us use that space for, I think, 3 hours.
Yeah, we went a little over too.
Yeah, they were super, super generous, but it made it incredible, and everybody they gave us oh my word, we have so many gifts. There is an unboxing video coming as well of the Delhi and the Mumbai unboxing of just gifts, and it's probably going to be almost an hour long, because we got a ton of gifts because you guys are amazing. But Amritsar is where we went next, and we only went there for a day, and it was,
I know we lost a day because of the whole New Delhi fiasco.
No, that was in Jaipur.
Oh, no, it was Jaipur. You're right. My bad.
We only had a day scheduled in Amritsar.
That's right.
And my favorite food is in Amritsar. I can say that hands down. I can't say if it's my favorite city because there's so many amazing parts about all the cities that I loved. But my favorite food, it's just because it was, at least the guy that was hosting us, he said he went up and he asked them to not be as spicy, maybe. So maybe that's why. Because apparently Punjabi's food is supposed to be decently spicy. But it wasn't. And it was amazing. Everything
and I can say that there genuinely wasn't any food there that I didn't like. I know you had some issues in places with heat index.
Oh, yeah. Rajasthan.
Yeah.
Had a huge problem in Rajasthan. That place loves their spice. But that place that you saw in the Jaipur video, that palace that we went to, oh, it was gorgeous. And the food was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, even if it was spicy, the food and the service was amazing. Hold on, let's see. Big shout out to all the Stupid Babies who were amazing hosts. Big thanks on behalf of all the other Stupid Babies. I agree, and everybody should be thanking them. Let's see. Talk about your Golden X Temple experience, Rick.
I'd say it definitely exceeded my expectations, and my expectations were high. First and foremost, there's an ambiance in that place that is, it's one of the few places I've ever been in that has the number of people that are in there, but a sense of peace and calm and tranquility and oneness with each other, where everybody there seems to be there for the same reason. I mean, right down to something as, remember when when we were sitting down on the edge of the pool and the koi swam up to us and kind of said, literally, guys, like one of the koi in the water slowly swam up, came up right at us, lifted up its face and went, hey. And then swam away. It's like even the koi are tranquil in the place. And the other thing that blew my mind was we already knew they fed everybody in there that comes in. I was amazed at the quantity and quality of the food that they gave, because they just kept bringing you food until you say stop.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah, and there's so much food, and the fact that they're so efficient too.
Oh,
because
man.
they let a full cafeteria in, and they start serving immediately. There is no wait time. You sit down, they're putting food on your table.
Discipline.
And then once everybody's done, they wipe the floors, they get everything out, and then the next group of people starts filing in. It is incredibly efficient and fantastic. And like I said, I'm not a person who likes churches all that much. I don't like going into churches. It's not my thing. Of like, in terms of like, you go into like a beautiful cathedral. I don't like them. I don't like. Notre Dame was cool, but other than that, I haven't really liked like the inners of most churches. It's like, and even though this place is not even a church, it's obviously it's a different thing. But it's just, there's an incredible amount of peace and love in that place, and you feel it, and it's weird. But yeah, it's
you know what? As I think about it, the last time I felt a sense of camaraderie and a collective peace and a collective sense of I'm with you was right after 9/11, when everybody on the streets was kind of like, you know what? When all is said and done, what really matters is being human and getting along with each other, and we're all, that's the last time I remember feeling a collective group of people together with a sense of peace and oneness and tranquility, and really keeping in mind the things that really matter.
You wish that was happening now. It's not even happening now.
No, it's definitely not happening now. But the planet is enjoying the lack of pollution. I'll tell you that much.
It's if there's one silver lining with this whole coronavirus thing, if you look at like the carbon emissions and the greenhouse gases, dude, it is like It is amazing.
Two really good outcomes of this are that, as well as people are being forced to spend time with their families.
Yeah,
that might not be good for some families.
No. My wife, she saw an article, I think it was. She said certain people predict that there's going to be a bunch of like divorces in the next couple weeks because people had to be together.
I don't know. We might see a baby boom, is what we might see.
No, I think we're going to see that too.
Yeah.
But
Corona babies.
I wonder if that's what they're going to be called. That'd be funny. Apart from your families, what did you miss while you were in India? I can tell you right now, coffee, 100%. And I bought two French
you were
presses.
Freaking. You bought 2 French presses. You were doing everything you could.
Because it
like a heroin addict.
Just like I drink if any of the stupid babies that were with us were with me, they could tell you how much I needed coffee. Especially with how tired I was through this entire trip. Because since you're going, your energy is just spent. And it's spent real fast. But I had to, in India, just like in Europe, the coffee that they have, if they have coffee, it's either filtered coffee or it's really small amount, like an espresso shot. I need this much coffee in a cup of coffee, and so I had to buy 2 French presses. One I bought in Delhi, then I tried to take it to Amritsar. That exploded,
shattered
glass. And then I bought another one in Mumbai, and then gave it to a stupid baby because I'm like, it's gonna break in the. But I needed it. But yeah, so that's probably the thing for me that I miss the most about outside of family, of course.
Yeah, obviously the family aspect of it. I miss. Man, I love the food so much in India, but one of the things I do miss is the. So much of what I eat when I'm here is salad or vegetables.
Yeah.
And that's just not a part of the diet.
Yeah.
There, I mean, if it is, it's usually in a sauce of some kind, but like a nice. Guys, I'll have a salad. I had it today for lunch. My lunch was a massive salad. And for a lot of Indians, they think salad and it's like some sliced tomatoes and cucumbers. Mm-hmm. And here in America, it's an entire head of romaine lettuce with a bunch of toppings. And it's just a beast.
Especially in LA. LA is obviously a big salad town. But yeah, I agree with that. To Corbin, be honest, which foods didn't you like? I told you what foods I didn't like.
It's obvious. It's on the videos.
I said many times foods I didn't like.
There's literally, guys, there's nothing that like we did off camera because we didn't want to offend anybody and said, oh man, that was awful, we can't show them that. We don't do that. That you saw what we reacted to when it happened.
One more. Which place would you take Mrs. Miles and Baby Miles for your place to visit? I would definitely take them to. I would take them to both Jaipur and to Amritsar, because there's so many cool food in Amritsar, and then the Golden Temple, and the Wagah border is an insane experience that I think everybody should go see. It also the Wagah border got shut down the day after. Yep. Yeah,
there's been so many things that we were so blessed that literally be like a day and then a week. If our trip had been scheduled a day later, we would have had stuff messed up and meet and greets canceled and wow.
Thoughts on Jaipur? Jaipur is probably the prettiest.
Gorgeous.
Especially in terms of architecture. Like it is, especially from the other 3 cities that we saw. Any city that I've ever seen, the architecture in Jaipur, and I'm sure Rajasthan as a whole, is just unmatched. It is beautiful. It is unique. It is just, it's the Instagram-worthy city for sure. Hey, you saw the video.
Yeah, it's a hashtag no filter place, man.
Oh man, all the forts we went to were incredible. Like, and it just started off the bat. In the videos, it doesn't do it justice with how massive
Not at
they
all.
are. And you can talk about it. Well, your
impressions
of
I agree
Jaipur.
with you. Yeah, Jaipur. All 3 of us were so taken by the uniqueness of the architecture. I even asked a couple of points of, is it a place that people who study architecture come because they want to see it? right down to, I've got them. They made it on the trip. I've got the teacups that we got on the streets of Jaipur, and even the teacups for the chai had a little more detail than usual. Nope, all 3 of them made it.
That's awesome. That's great. How was your chai? Was it good?
Oh. Yeah, did you see the video that I did on the chai that I made?
I didn't see the video. I saw that you posted something about it, though.
No. It literally, dude, it was so exact. I got emotional. It tasted exact. It's exact.
Maybe we'll try a chai making challenge here soon. See, we'll have to get a couple of Indians to see who makes the best one, though. Was India what you imagined it to be?
How about you? Well, it's your very first time to ever set foot in India.
I think it was actually much better than I imagined it to be, because maybe it's just because we had an amazing host. Because
it's a huge part of it.
Yeah, because obviously before you go, you hear about, just a bunch of like the bad parts, like it's dirty, there's trash everywhere, and in certain parts that's true, but also I was surprised at how much you don't notice that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree.
Like, it's not, when you're driving down the street, you're not really focusing on that at all, and it doesn't and it's different because if you were here in LA, you would, that would be the thing you notice, and maybe it's because we're from here, and we, like, if people are from India, they would maybe notice that more than I would, maybe because they've seen everything already. But I was taking in so much of the new stuff that was beautiful and different and unique to the Indian culture that you don't hardly notice any of the bad parts that everybody talks about. A lot of the stray dogs made me very sad. Mm-hmm. But the stray dogs here make me very sad. And so, but that was one thing. We got out of the airport and you saw stray dogs. And so
in every city.
I didn't know that was going to be that prevalent even at the airport.
And they're everywhere. They're in Calcutta. They're everywhere.
Let's see. Did you know a place that you liked most out of the 4 places we visited?
Well, that's interesting, because the one I was most enamored by, because it was so unexpected, and I think you'd agree, would be Jaipur, because of the architecture and the expansiveness and gorgeousness of the fort. But of the places we visited, the one, like, people have asked me if you lived in, could you live in India? The place that I felt most acclimated to, because it reminded me so much of LA, was Mumbai.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if I was to choose a place in India where I could live and instantly feel acclimated, it would be Mumbai.
Oh yeah, Mumbai is, if anybody's ever been to LA, it's like almost a Florida LA hybrid.
It's a LA Miami blend.
Yeah, it's very similar in a lot of regards. But yeah, Mumbai, the team we had in Mumbai was incredible. And it was smaller than the team we had in Delhi. Delhi was probably the biggest team we had. Mumbai, the second biggest.
And we had more time in Mumbai too. I'm sure if we'd been able to spend a little more time in New Delhi, there would have been aspects of it, because it too was that way. And I mean, that's for this trip. I have, I could easily be comfortable in Calcutta as well, but not for the same reasons. Mumbai is the most like LA.
Yeah.
100%. Calcutta's nothing like LA. Calcutta's actually a little bit more East Coast. A lot more East Coast.
Will you be visiting Kerala in the near future? Yes. Our next trip,
Heck yes.
Our next trip will be South India. It will, I guarantee you, it will also include Mumbai.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably start and end there.
Probably start in Mumbai and then end in Mumbai, just because there's a lot of stuff, like interviews that we could do, people that we could meet, films we could film. And so Mumbai is just going to have to stay central. So it'll probably start in Mumbai, go down to Goa, then Kerala, then Tamil, and it'll probably go in that direction. But the South India will be our next trip, because that's what we said, and we want to visit there really, really badly. Karnataka.
And I promise you, our first day, in fact, I think we're going to have South Indian breakfast every day in South India, right, Corbin?
No, we'll have North Indian breakfast
North
first.
Indian. We actually joked about that and said we need to do that for a video. We need to do a North Indian breakfast for our first breakfast in South India.
Some people are so ridiculous. But let's see. If coronavirus attacks Corbin, it would get blocked. Taj Mahal. We did not go to the Taj Mahal. For those who didn't already know that, we said at the beginning that we weren't going. It's just we didn't have time.
There's no way. It wasn't where everything was. Where we were in New Delhi, the Taj was out of the way.
Yeah, obviously it's an hour drive from Delhi, but we had so much literally to do in that short amount of time in Delhi, and that we had way too short. We should have had much longer. Hopefully next time, we'll see. Maybe not even be next time. Who knows? But it's fine. I'm not upset. I mean, I would like to see it for sure. Obviously, it's something that it's one of the wonders of the world. But
we'll get there.
Let's see. How is Delhi different from Mumbai? It's actually very different.
They're very different, and I think when I first was talking to Indrani about the differences of the cities, I think she put it right, and it was confirmed when we visited there. Though I haven't been to Washington D.C., it's Delhi's the political capital of India, and Mumbai is the entertainment industry capital. So it's more like New Delhi would be more like D.C., Philadelphia, and that region than in the whole governmental head of the country, and then Mumbai would be more entertainment industry, like LA.
Any channel-related updates with coronavirus over the next weeks and months? I don't know. It might be similar. I've been working on stuff. I'm being precautious, guys. So both of us are very healthy.
Oh yeah, there's nobody in our lives or circles that have contracted that.
But honestly, LA might be shut down here soon. Like, I'm envisioning it here in the next week or two that they're gonna shut us down.
Oh really? You're envisioning an apocalypse?
Yeah. No, yeah. like a forced shutdown. That's what I'm envisioning.
Why?
That's just what's gonna happen. It's
what? Just because you feel it?
No,
in your anus?
Like you're not. No, like you can't. Like they have in Italy. It's gonna get even worse. The more people have it, the more people are gonna get it. It's just what's gonna happen. And it probably should be done, honestly, because people are being dumb and going to the beach. Idiots.
Well, we know it's really rampant there. I mean, it's in the sand. That's a joke, everybody.
Did you do any shopping in India?
No, are you kidding me?
No,
we got freaking inundated with love by stupid babies. We didn't need to go shopping.
Yeah, no, we did. I wanted to do like a one of those markets, but we just didn't have time. We were supposed to do it in Jaipur, but the Delhi airport cut our Jaipur trip by an entire day, and so we did not get. We were not able to do that, sadly. Most annoying thing you experienced in India, Rick?
Two things. They're related. One would be when people are begging, like the homeless do, and they do that here in LA too. But like in LA, they hold up signs and they'll talk to you. In India, especially in New Delhi, they touch you.
Yeah.
And then that lady I was filming, and the lady didn't like something I was filming, having no idea what I was doing or why I was doing it, and turned to me while we're walking the streets of New Delhi and said, "Why don't you film something that's different?" And I said, "I'm going to film whatever I want to film, and where do you get off telling me what I can and can't film?" What about you?
I can't think of anything that annoyed me. I can't, except you. I'm trying to think though. I'm trying to think of.
Oh, I know what annoyed me. You spilling your freaking glass of wine on my lap on the plane.
We weren't in India yet though, so it doesn't count. I don't know. There wasn't a lot that annoyed me. I was tired, but that was
your coffee fix.
That was to be expected.
But in all sincerity,
I mean, it was different. The homeless people were much more in your face here. I mean, in India than they are here. Like, they can't touch you here, obviously. That's assault here in America. But yeah, it's no. I can't think of much currently. There's a lack of trash cans. That annoyed me.
Oh yeah, that's true. But that's not an annoyance. It was just odd.
Yeah, it was like, even in the mall. When we were in Mumbai, like in America, there's a trash can every 20 feet, usually from you. You could usually
even on the streets.
Yeah, you could find a trash can, 20 feet, 50 feet. You could find one. It was almost impossible to find a trash can just on the street, or like it was strange. Because I had some trash and I wanted to put it in a trash can. The Delhi airport annoyed me. That's for sure. Okay, yeah, there was one. Delhi airport.
There you go.
Delhi airport.
Hands down. But that's a foregone. That's like...
Yeah, that's... let's see. It was filled with coincidence. I see Rick is wearing the same kurta gifted to him by a stupid baby in Amritsar.
Yep. Well noticed.
I think that's our host. He just super chatted us.
Hey, from
our host.
Amritsar?
Yeah.
Hey, Sloucha. Cheers.
I don't know how to say your name.
Come on, Corbinize it.
No, I don't want to. Makes me sad.
You'll mess around with Big B's teeth.
India has a curfew right now. Let's see. Bucket list. You must put Northeast India on your bucket list. Oh yeah, it's on there. The entirety.
100%.
I want to go to Kashmir. Sounds incredibly beautiful.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we kind of loop it. If we kind of started Delhi, Mumbai, the south, go up to the east and the north, and then go to the central.
Let's see. What about Prune? What about it? Is Prune in India?
I think it's Pune. There's no R.
Oh, is there no? I was like, I thought Prune wasn't in India.
Prunes are stuff you eat because they're delicious and they help you have good bowel movements.
How was Delhi airport experience? By the way, ironically voted best airport in the world. Also, don't forget to visit Hyderabad next time. I will show you around. Maybe in non-coronavirus times, it's the best airport. But
Mumbai was freaking glorious compared to New Delhi.
Yeah, maybe we caught them on a bad day. Maybe, I don't know, but wasn't great. Bob, wasn't great. Sorry to tell you. How much sleep did you get in the entire trip? We got some.
Oh. And the stupid, especially in Mumbai, the stupid babies there were so gracious. They even canceled specific plans they had to accommodate our wants and our needs. So our wake up times, our end times, going back to rest in the middle of the day was completely within our control. It was just the start of the trip that was wackadoodle.
Well, it was actually like the middle. Is because we had already done Delhi, we had done Amritsar, and then we were on our way to Jaipur. So it was right in the middle of it that they kind of just screwed everything up. And then also the planes on the way back didn't have Wi-Fi. And I was like, what plane doesn't have Wi-Fi
on our mind?
On one 10-hour and then a 12-hour flight didn't have Wi-Fi. boggles my mind there. Let's see. How was the prices in India? Incredibly cheap.
Incredibly inexpensive compared to LA.
Yeah, coming from LA, it's gonna be hard to say something's expensive. Like we had a massive meal, and it was for a bunch of people. I think it was in Mumbai, and everybody got a meal, and I paid for the meal, and I think it was like $25, which is how much you pay for like
For everybody, right?
2 people in LA at like let's say with Chili's. Chili's would be $30.
You know what I'm realizing we didn't do right now is we didn't try like the Taco Bell in New Delhi.
Oh yeah, we didn't try Taco Bell. We tried McDonald's. That video.
Tried McDonald's. That's coming.
That video's still coming. I meant to try more of a. Once again, we just didn't have time. It's because we went from place to place to place to place. If we would have just, like normal people, stayed in one place the whole time, we could have probably done it all. But then we wouldn't have seen all these amazing places. Corbin is a smartass. That's true. Rickshaw ride. It was great. It was fun. Rickshaws are fun. I like them. It's almost like a go-kart. Just with more high stakes. Are you paused?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, guys. Just make sure. Sorry. Chicken. Lots of people telling us $100 street food. We weren't able to do the $100 street food challenge. I'm sorry. We didn't have time. I really wanted to, and I'm very sorry. How was Nawaz in person? The kindest person. Only to be exceeded by Ustad Zakir Hussain. He's super, super sweet. Incredibly gracious. Like we technically weren't given a time limit. Like normally, you're like even with Ustad Zakir Hussain, his publicist said you could have 30 minutes, and so we stuck strictly to 30 minutes. And obviously, him or nobody around him was like, all right, chop, 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 chop. It was nothing like that. But Nawaz, his people didn't even give us a time limit. But obviously, respecting his time, we weren't going to be like, okay, here's a 2-hour interview. So it's not, we kind of almost kept it to 30 minutes still, just to make sure we were able to ask him what we wanted to ask him, and also make sure that he could carry on with his day, because we're not the forefront of his day that day. Can I see what? That doesn't make any sense. You miss South India. Yeah, I know.
We'll get there.
We're gonna get there.
The other thing about Nawazuddin was, aside from being such a clearly a humble and sweet guy, 2 things I recognized about him was, first, he has a BS meter that a lot of intelligent people have instantly, where they can tell whether or not you're genuine or not. And if you're not genuine, you're never going to get in. And if you are genuine and honest, they're going to let you in. So I sense that, which is connected to his intelligence level.
Yeah.
And he's as observant and intense in his gaze when you talk to him about something, when he starts to get really passionate.
Yeah.
He's very direct and engaged, and gives you his undivided focus. And it's the thing about him that makes us want to act with him, is because he's fully committed to his interaction with you. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And what was amazing is, obviously that whole experience was amazing and incredible. But you could see in the interview where he started to open up and accept us.
Correct.
And you could see it in the interview. And that was really cool. I love that he got open with us.
Me too. That was, for me, the highest compliment, was when I could sense he knew we didn't have an agenda and we weren't going to stray from what we committed to do that our questions were focused on artistry. We weren't about sensationalism or ridiculous gossip and things of that nature. And when he realized that we were who he thought we were based on what he watched and heard, the level of comfort he exhibited in his body language and his laughter with us, and literally the knee slapping proximity, was for me the highest compliment he could have ever given us.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah,
so
incredible,
so amazing. Didn't you guys meet Tushar Law in Mumbai? Is there another video coming? We did meet Tushar Law, and it was incredible.
We hung out with Tushar. It was wonderful.
We consider him a friend. I mean, I consider him a friend before, but I really consider him a friend now.
Absolutely.
But that was the problem. We kind of just got caught up in talking. I had an intention of setting, and we had talked about like setting up a kind of like a conversation, like an interview kind of thing. But we kind of just got caught up and kind of hanging out with him, and we were just kind of having a good time. And so we went to lunch, and then we had something else to do after that lunch that we just didn't have time. And we meant to meet with him that night, but then something came up, and then we meant to meet with him the next day, and then it got away from us, and we meant to. So maybe we'll do like a Skype interview since we've already got to meet him now. And so, but it was. Yeah. He's an incredible person. As nice as he seems on camera and as genuine and smart, it's even more in person.
Even more. Gracious, friendly, intelligent, humble. And yeah, we spent, an hour to almost 90 minutes just chilling with him where we were staying in Mumbai. And then we went to lunch and spent another hour and a half with him there. And I didn't once think, let's get out our camera and film some of this. So we were just having fun, hanging out with our friend.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to set up like a Skype interview with him.
We should.
now. But yeah, it was kind of just got away from us that we just started to hang out with him, and it was after a long day, so it was nice to just hang out with a friend, basically. And so so there's sadly no video with Tushar outside of what you saw in the Mumbai vlog coming, but. Please do more live chats, Corbin and Rick. Okay. I never think people are that interested in this stuff. So I already told you about that. Stop asking the same question. How was cricket, Rick?
Oh man, the energy level, man. It was so definitively different than Florida.
Oh yeah, and we know it wasn't we knew going in it wasn't like a real IPL match.
I can't imagine, man.
We were kind of almost going just for the experience of the people, and it didn't let us down at all.
And we learned more about cricket.
Yeah, and
we learned about how many bowls there are in an over, and we learned about it was great to watch the game.
Thoughts on Holi? Playing Holi in India.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, I was waiting for you. I was reading this stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, first of all, it was so beautiful to have the song and prayer before we went.
Oh, that was Stupid Baby's surprise. We did not know that was happening.
And the video doesn't do it justice because the acoustics in that room suck for video, but they're magnificent for a live.
Yeah.
But then to play Holi like that, the only thing for me, and you probably felt the same way, was I couldn't stop. As much as I enjoyed it, and it was a dream come true, and the Stupid Babies made it great, and I was so thankful Indrani was there for us to do that, I couldn't help miss Ashley, Alexis, Micah, Harrell, and would have wished Stephanie and Leland could have been there too.
Yeah.
That would have been the icing on the cake to have had our whole family there.
Oh yeah, that was. I missed incredibly my wife and child.
Yeah.
While I was
But
gone.
it was this whole trip, I had high expectations and hopes, and it absolutely was everything I was hoping it would be and more.
Yeah, Holi was basically like when you were a kid, and we used to play in the water. Me and my brothers. I have 3 brothers. In the water and on Saturdays or whatever, and you went outside and sprayed each other, threw water balloons at each other. That's basically what it felt like. And then you just add color, but with a ton of people. and so you're getting pelted left and right from kids, and
magical experience,
and adults, and it was crazy. I had green in my ear for lots of videos
for days.
I think I still had it when here, and my wife cleaned it out for me.
The other thing that was just because I remember when we had played Holy for the first time here in LA and we were leaving, and we just randomly had said, wouldn't it be amazing to play that in India next year? And there we were doing it. Yeah. Which, by the way, my phone is going to die relatively soon because I have the earphones plugged in.
Oh, gotcha.
Which means I can't be charging it at the same time. So I'm at 10% right now.
Okay, cool. We'll wrap it up here soon. Let's.
One of the most memorable birthdays of my life, if not the.
When you visit Kerala, interview Fahil Fasil.
Well, we'd love to.
Please. I would just want him to be that character the whole time, though. What how much starstruck were you after meeting Nawaz? Surprisingly, a lot. I was more starstruck once we sat down. Actually, I don't know if I was. It's not starstruck, because I consider starstruck something like, I can't talk. But I think it was more of a. Maybe that, I don't know. Because it wasn't that I couldn't talk. I could talk fine. I think I was just like amazed that I was sitting with him and talking with him. Sorry, I had a bug on me. But you could tell I think it was the same thing, but I think heightened with Ustadji Zakir Hussain. Because obviously this is the second interview I've done in my entire life. I've never been an interviewer, ever.
Right.
I'm not a journalist. And so I think that actually has something to do with it. Because I don't think I would be as nervous acting. Because
100%. If we were on set with Nawazuddin Siddiqui, met him, and then had to go into a scene, zero. The minute we said action, we would be like focused and going. Because that's
my wheelhouse.
Exactly.
I know I'd be prepared in what my character and so it'd just be kind of seamless. And even my job is reactions and that kind of stuff. So interviews are still relatively new for me. And so make sure to get it. I have everything right and make sure it looks seamless and make sure it doesn't look like we're a bunch of amateurs. I think that's probably mostly what it was.
And I think comparable, I had this feeling, and that's why I was so happy it went so well. I would feel this way acting with him as well, too. I felt a level of responsibility. We may have even talked about this in the car. In doing the interview, we were suddenly linked to he was allowing us to be connected to him. And so there'd be an interview on the internet of Nawazuddin Siddiqui that we were conducting that I felt a level of responsibility to conduct the interview as well and as respectful and as in-depth and as right for him and his stature, because we were now allowed to be a part. It would be like being in a film of his. It would be like, wow, we're actually now a part of his legacy. And I'm not saying that this video is a part of his legacy, but I felt that weight of, I really want this to go well for Nawazuddin's sake. I want us to be a compliment to him. And that when people see this, it puts him in an even higher estimation for people who are getting introduced to him, versus the opposite. The last thing I would want is to walk away from that and think, oh man, we just screwed the pooch on that interview with this acting legend.
Do more live movie reviews. Maybe.
Never thought of that.
Yeah. So Rick's phone's gonna die, and we've been going for a good while now. So probably in this here, but I just wanted to give your final thoughts on everything, Rick. On India as a whole. Including the teams as well. Because once again, the teams are the entire reason any of this happened. Everything from the Nawaz interview to any experience that we had in India, it is all because of the stupid team in every single city that we were in.
Yeah, people can say, what was it like to have your first trip to India? No other American's going to have a first trip to India like we have.
Oh, no.
Because everywhere we went, everything we did, and every memory we have was made possible by, infused with, supported by, and flavored and carried by stupid babies. The support in Patreon that made this possible. The stupid family and our beautiful stupid babies are India. I mean, it's inseparable. Everywhere we went, every moment we had was because of the stupid babies. This couldn't have happened and would not have happened. Everything that happened on this trip, from our plane flights to where we stayed, to the rides we had, to the experiences we got to share, 100% the responsibility of the teams and the support of the stupid babies present, everybody at the meet and greets, and those who couldn't even come, who just sent their support either in direct messages or have supported on Patreon. This doesn't happen without the stupid babies.
100% not. And that's one, like I said, our favorite thing, even more than the Nawaz interview, is just meeting all the stupid babies.
100%.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of stupid babies while we were there, which is insane. And not even just at the meetups, just almost every single day, I think we at least had a few people coming us, even in Jaipur and
everywhere
in Amritsar, of people, numerous ones in the Golden Temple, of meeting stupid babies, and that connection that we've had with you guys just via the internet.
There's no contest. Yeah, as memorable and remarkable and wonderful as the Nawazuddin interview was, I spent 99% of my time thinking about stupid baby experiences, not Nawaz.
Yeah. And so we want to thank you guys for that, and the amazing experience that we had. And we will be back. We don't know when yet, obviously. There's no world travel right now.
Yeah, nobody's going anywhere right now. I'm not even going over to Corbin's house right now.
So, obviously we don't know when the next time is going to be. I would love for our families to be able to come with us. We'll see. Obviously, that'd be really expensive. But
that's all right. SRK said he'd take care of that, remember?
That's true. He did. Yeah. He's so kind. We had pasta with him.
He had pasta with him.
Yeah, he made us 2 a.m. pasta. It was really nice of him. But yeah. So thanks, guys. We love you.
We love you guys.
And maybe we'll do more lives. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I don't know.
So good. I hope I don't get to see you for another 10 days, Corbin.
Good morning, everybody.
Bye.